Welcome everyone. My name is Nicole and this is our fall solstice class. Sorry, a little bit bright. So this is a special class. It's going to be an hour long and we're just celebrating fall, ushering in this fall equinox. Right, the days have already been getting a little bit longer, but maybe now you're noticing the leaves changing a little bit colors or however fall enters your area, right? It's going to be a little different depending on your location, but yeah, so we'll get to do a little bit of everything. We'll begin seated, do some warm-ups, work our way up through some standing postures and then back down again. So I hope that sounds like a lovely practice to you. We're on the homestead and I do look forward to this time of year, definitely. When things can kind of start to slow down a little bit. I know we begin to enter into our holiday season and it's so fast paced, but if we try to follow more of the rhythms of nature, things, go dormant and rest. And so, um, maybe this won't be the most vigorous practice you've ever had, right? As we kind of honor that things are starting to slow down. And so we'll slow down a little as well, move through the series a little bit slower and calm and yeah, all the things after having such intense sunshine and heat, right? It's been so hot everywhere. All right, well, I hope you enjoy the practice. We're going to begin seated. Maybe have a couple blocks or a belt strap if that's in your practice. And let's just begin rooting down through your sitting bones, engaging the core. Lightly roll your shoulders down your back. Rest your palms on your thighs. Close the eyes down or rest them gently. And begin breathing deeply in through the nose and out the nose. Just taking a few moments here to see how much you can focus on your breath, on the inhale, the feelings, the sensations. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands to heart center and maybe the intention is right, fall, a little time to quiet down, to start moving a little bit slower, to enjoy the change of fast pace growing to loss of leaves and and all those other beautiful things, right? Beauty in every season. And look at me, drop the hands down, inhale, fingers to the sky, really reach, and then engaging the core, twist to your right, look over your right shoulder, inhaling through center, and then exhale, twist the other way. We're gonna flow a few times just like that, inhaling and exhaling. And then inhale through center. Come forward for a little forward fold over those legs. You can press down with the fingertips, to try to send your booty back towards the floor if it pops off a little. And then walk the fingers to the right, left hand on top of right hand. Feel that nice stretch along your side body. Send breath there. And then walk the fingers through center, stay low, off the other way, right hand on left now. So creating a resistance, like pressing into the floor. So basically, you just don't want to be hanging out. You want to be engaged. All right, and then walk back through center. Come on up. Beautiful. Let's switch the cross on our legs. And let's get some spinal circles in here. So you can use your hands on your knees to help move you around in a circular fashion here. Keep breathing. Try to enjoy, notice the sensations that come up in the body and encourage movement that, feels good. And then switch that circle. My eyes can't decide. Sometimes it was like cloudy, a little like half cloudy. It's almost brighter sometimes. All right, come on up. Now reach the right hand off to the right, left fingers arc up and over, and you could rest your head down or look up if that calls to you. Keep pressing down and away with that bottom hand, that right hand. Inhale, come through center, and then the left fingers walk off the other way, and the right hand reaches up and over. Deep breaths. And then come on up. Rest your hands on your thighs. Nice posture. Take a breath in. Exhale, look over your right shoulder and let your nose drop down to your armpit. A little stretch for the neck here. Now look forward. Head's going to come through center. Now look off to the left. And then the nose drops down to your left armpit. Now look up, back through center. And now just tip your head to the right. You may access a little different place in the neck here. Just let gravity do the work. Inhale through center. And then let that left ear drop off to the left shoulder now. Inhale. Head back through center. Beautiful. Now we're going to prepare to move around onto all fours. So you want your wrists on your shoulders, knees on your hips. So your joints are stacking, right? Fingers spreading, super bright and active. And you can have your toes curl under or feet flat, whatever calls to you right now. And so some cat-cow, okay? You're gonna press down with the hands, pull in through the core. I suck that belly button into the spine, drop the head, curl the tail. And then for cow, tilt your tailbones to the sky, press down and away with the hands. So you get a nice broadening across your heart. And then rock back and forth here with your own breath pace. Just trying to have nice, smooth movements, trying to feel all the little sensations that come up as you move back and forth. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. I'll turn your fingertips to face your knees. And get a little wrist stretch in here. And you could stay right here. Maybe you want to add a little juice by scooching your bum back towards your heels to whatever degree. Breathe into that sensation. And then come forward And now you could do one at a time or both by turning the back of the hand down, fingertips facing towards your knees. Flick your fingernails into the mat. And like I said, you can do one or both. Breathe. With emphasis in those fingernails, flicking strongly into the mat. And if you've just done one, go ahead and switch and do the other side. And then to come out, we're going to roll over our fists. Come onto your fists, press down, and then you can sit back onto your heels with your toes curled under. Get a little foot stretch in here. Clasp the hands out in front of you. And now we're going to come up high. And here, I don't normally over tuck, but for this pose, we're going to really focus on lower core engaging, tucking under, becoming straight as a board. Hand out in front, come forward on the inhale, exhale, keeping that straight line. Back, inhale forward, exhale back. Go ahead and come back forward. Beautiful. Come back down onto all fours. Sway it out for a moment. Maybe that looks like rolling your shoulders, swaying your hips side to side. Really whatever calls to you here. As we prepare, you can come into downward dog. So hands active, fingers spreading. Lift the knees. I'm going to send the hips back towards your heels and then press those hips high. Keeping the knees as bent as you need to, maybe pedaling out the feet here. Checking that your hands like really press down in a way to get nice and lengthened. Hips high. Breathing. And then we're going to inhale our right toes to the sky. Shifting forward on the ball of the back foot. There's a helicopter, sorry. Knee into navel. Step through. And that step through might be a little easier if you have blocks. Gives you a little extra space. So that might be a good place to start using the blocks. You just kind of carry them back and forth with you. Otherwise, just take a couple steps to get there. Really no worries. We're in low lunge. Feel the shape. Maybe go a little forward and backward on the heel or the ball of the back foot. And then we're going to squeeze the legs together. Like maybe you wanted to hold a cup or a broomstick right between them. Wow. So you're engaging. Come on up. High lunge. And we're extending strongly at the back heel. Now almost lower, you can have your fingers to the sky or rest your hands on your thighs. Almost lower that back knee. And then from there, straighten the leg. 2 more times. Almost lower. And then straighten again. Last time. Almost lower. And straighten. Beautiful. Hands over your front leg. Now lower your back knee. Press through your front heel. Come into half splits. Really pulling that right hip back level with your left side, right? The tendency is to just kind of come forward. So really draw that right hip back. Press down. And you can be on blocks here as well. Pull that chin, heart forward, and then exhale, forward fold over that leg. One more deep breath in and out. And then inhale, shift forward. lift the back knee, and then we're going to do the other side, but we're going to walk the fingertips, toes turn to the long edge of the mat. Keep walking all the way. Now we're at the back. Low lunge. Low forward and backwards with the heel. And preparing to engage, super strong, squeezing those legs together, right? Like you wanted to hold something between them. Come on up, high lunge. You can have your hands high or rest them down on your thigh. Deep breath in. Now exhale, almost lower your knee to the mat. And then press out straight in. Exhale, almost lower. Or inhale, almost lower. Exhale, straight in. Inhale. And last time, exhale. Beautiful. Come over that front leg. Lower the back knee. Half splits. Sending that left hip, squaring it back to the right with your right hip. And fingertips, pull your heart forward. And then exhale. Drop the head. Inhale. Shift forward. Lift your back knee. And I'll turn the toes to the long edge of the mat. We're going to pause here. One time, like turned in slightly. Really press your booty to the sky. Keep a little micro bend in the knees. You can have your blocks here as well to help you get a little extra height. Pull your heart forward and then exhale, forward fold. Letting the head, jaw, relax here, the neck. Trying to keep all the action in the legs and the core. Inhale, pull, look forward. Beautiful. Let's turn back to the front of the mat. Low lunge, step into plank. Pause for a few moments. Really engaging that core, pulling in through the core, not collapsing through the back of the heart, but really pressing down with the hands to prevent that. Just a couple more breaths. You got this. And then slightly shift forward, hugging your elbows in, keeping your shoulders lifted, lower slowly all the way down. And let's work on some locusts. Interlace the fingers behind the low back. Check out those shoulders. Pick them up. Pull them down your back as you pull your fist to the back of the mat as well. You could lift the toes. Breathe. One more breath in. And then go ahead and rest down. Rest your forehead down on your hands. Take a few breaths. Focus on relaxing. So inhale deeply. Feel your belly expand into the mat. And then sigh it out the mouth. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Last one. Deep breath in. Let it go. Beautiful. Maybe sway the hips a little side to side here. And then hands under shoulders. Curl your toes under. Press up. Push up. And then exhale. Back in a downward dog. Hips high. Few breaths here. keeping the knees bent if you need. Really pressing down and away with those hands. And we're going to inhale our right toes to the sky. And then open boy dog. So open that right hip. Those toes reach back towards your left armpit. Can you reach? And then come forward, knee into navel, pulling in through the core, stepping through. Now your back heel is going to turn in. You prepare for warrior two. And engaging, inhale, cartwheel the arms up. And send the arms out. Sink down. Front thigh is rolling out. You can see your big toe. Now you're going to want to aim for your shoulders over hips here. And you want to sway a little side to side. If you can just add a little fun and then see if you can find that. Look out over that middle finger with longing. Keep breathing. And then that left hand's going to reach down your back leg. Turn your front palm up. Reach up and back. Reversing that warrior. And then inhaling, coming up. And as you do, straightening the front leg. And we're going to reach out, out, out. Over that front leg. You can't come anymore. The hand's going to come on a block. Your shin. The floor. And then the left hand's going to come to your heart, and you're going to roll it open, left fingers to the sky. You can always rest the head down. Like I said, for any neck things, like just tight neck. Otherwise, you can look up at that thumb. And then that left hand's going to sweep down, bend your front leg. Turn your back heel up, lower the back knee, press through that front heel, half splits, pulling your heart forward and then letting the head drop down. Inhale, shifting forward. We're going to do that sequence on the left side. We're going to walk to the other side of the mat again, lifting the back knee here. Pivot the toes to the long edge. Keep walking, walking back, and turn that heel down. Inhale, cartwheel the arms up, send them out. Warrior two on the left side. Maybe add that little sway here as we try to find our shoulders over our hips, sinking down, looking over that middle finger, breathing. Now turn your front palm to the sky, back hand's gonna reach down your back leg, reach up and back, reversing that warrior. Staying deep in the lunge. And then inhale, coming up, and as you do, straightening the front leg, reach out, 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 over that front leg, hand comes on a block, the floor, the shin, and then the right hand rolls that chest open, hand to the sky, triangle. And that right hand sweeps down over both hands around that front leg. Back heel turns up, lowering the knee. And then pressing into half splits with the left leg in front, pulling that left hip back. Heart, chin comes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Shift forward, lift your back knee, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat, slightly in, hips high, forward fold. Now you can interlace the fingers and bring the wrist overhead, or wherever you want, hands in front, between the feet, whatever's clever. Now fingers come down. Inhale, look forward. And then come back around the front of your mat. Step it into plank. Pause for a few breaths. And then we're going to step the right foot through. Step the left foot through. Inhale halfway. Pull your heart forward. Be on blocks here if you need. And then exhale. Have the feet under the hips. Grab opposing elbows. And then bend in the knees and just do a little ragdoll here, side to side. And fingers come down. Inhale, halfway. Pull your heart forward. A little bend in those knees, hands on hips, all the way to standing. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to do a little balance pose here, a tree pose. And so again, let's put the weight on our left foot. Put the little bend in your left knee. Don't take this too seriously, right? Every time we take things too seriously, you'll mess up, right? So it doesn't matter if you fall out. And I'll just slightly lift your right foot off. You can stay here, or you can come above the ankle, or you can reach down, grab for your foot, and then stick it into your thigh there and really press, create the resistance. So my thigh is pressing into my foot's pressing into my thigh, and you can come into prayer. Or maybe you want to inhale the fingers to the sky. One more deep breath in. And then go ahead and come on out. Shake it out. And the right leg pressing down, that little bend. We're not taking ourselves too seriously. And then either right above the ankle here, or you can reach down and pull the foot up into that right thigh. And this left hip is slightly turning out. And then their foot and thigh press into each other and engaging the core and so creating this nice, beautiful trunk, right? And this would be like the branches. So breathe. One more deep breath in. And then release out. Beautiful. Let's come to the top of our mat again. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Turn the toes out, hands in prayer. Begin to squat. Come down into yogi squat. All the way down, digging your elbows into your knees here, because everything about this makes you want to hug it, but resist. Grow through your spine, hands in prayer. Maybe sway side to side here. I had to put my little thing on my mat. So it gets really hot. They make these, I think, out of like tires or whatever, these mats. So it's like really good, durable, but it like absorbs the heat. And so as soon as the sun starts shining, it's a lot. All right, just keep getting in those hips, breathing deeply. If you get tired, you could stick a little block under your booty, rest. Such an imperative pose, though. I suggest this is one for everyday practice. All right, now we're gonna come on out. Let's just move around onto all fours. Let's wait out for a second. And we're gonna do some pigeon pose here. Draw your right knee behind your right wrist and then turn that right shin towards the left. And you scooch that back leg out long. So your left heel or your right heel is about where your left hip is. And then that same kind of like almost like squeezing together motion. So you can come up even if you needed to. And if it's super tight, stick a block under that right hip so you can rest it down. And trust me, it'll feel so much better. And then inhale your fingers to the sky. And you can stay high here, breathing into your sensations. Or maybe you want to forward fold over your legs here. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So find not too sensational, just like the right amount so you can focus and breathe. Another deep breath in and out. Beautiful. Hands under shoulders if you forward folded. Inhale. Come on up. Let's raise those fingers to the sky again. Inhale. And then exhale. Let the hips drop off to the right. And that back leg is going to sweep all the way around and hook over that front knee. Take time to root down here. And then left fingers come behind you. Inhale. Fingers to the sky. Get really tall. Gauging your core. And begin to twist. Maybe come forward slightly so you could hook your elbow onto that knee. And then don't forget to re-straighten. And then you look over the left shoulder. If you don't like all that, you could just clasp the knee and the elbow crease right here and do the same action. So however's clever. Just breathe length on the inhale and think slight micro twist on the exhale. No forcing. And then turn your head back. And then the rest of you. Beautiful. Lean back to come undone. Let's sweep those legs behind us again to come onto all fours. Getting all the creaks out. And then the left knee behind left wrist. And then that shin points in. Heel about where your right hip is when you lengthen that right leg back. You could stick the block under the left hip this time. Otherwise, engaging. Coming on up on the inhale. And then exhale. You could stay high or forward fold over that front leg. Breathe into your sensations. All right, hands under shoulders. Inhale, come on up, sweep the hands overhead. And then exhale. So you come down, you can let the hips drop to the left, and that back leg is gonna sweep all the way around and hook over your left knee. Find evenness in your sitting bones, engaging the core. Right hand behind you. Inhale, left fingers reach to the sky, really reach. And then slightly come forward, hook, reach straight in, go to the right shoulder, or just clasp. Inhale, I think length, and then exhale is a little twist. And then head back to center. And the rest of you, send the legs out long along the mat here. Roll each thigh out. And then bend the knees, wrap for the feet. And then begin to lengthen the legs out, but only so much as you can keep this connection of the thigh and upper body here. And you can create the resistance, pushing your hands into your feet in your hands, really helping pull your heart forward, chin forward. And when you have think you can't get any more of this, then you can go ahead and drop your head. Just a few more deep breaths. And then come on up. Beautiful. Let's send the legs wide now. Press those heels down into the floor and slightly like you're drawing in. So you're not just hanging out here, right? Pressing down strongly, drawing them into your midline. Little micro bend. And then you could stay here. Maybe take time to roll each thigh out a little bit more. And then you're going to come forward wherever. This can be, just sitting like this can be quite sensational. So pick your poison. Breathe deeply. If you don't come all the way to your edge, right, then you just come kind of off of that a little bit, and then breathe there and see if you can get the sensations to disappear, and then maybe go a little bit further and then breathe and see if you can get the sensations to disappearing a little bit further, and see if you can trick yourself into it. All right, from here, stay where you are and walk over your right leg. Take another deep breath in. And walk your hands through the middle, all the way off to the other leg. And a few breaths here. And then back through center, pausing once more. Nice and gently. And to come out, we're going to lean back, hands under the knees. Help those bad boys up. Place the soles of the feet together now. And the knees open wide for Baddha Konasana. Pressing the feet together strongly, and that's saying in into each other and slightly into the midline, right? Pull your chest forward. Breathe. And then inhale, come on up. Send those knees together. Turn to the, or if you're facing the weird way like I was, get situated back so we can prepare to lay down onto our backs. All right. From here, we're going to do some bridge poses. So take time here, roll each shoulder under just a little bit more. And then grab the outside edges of your mat. Like tearing it apart. Feel your heart lift some when you do that. And then press your hips up. Roll your shoulders under even more and stay like this, or interlace the fingers behind the low back. Press the hips up even higher. Take a few breaths. And then release the hands and lower gently. Knock the knees in for a moment. Rest your hands on your belly. Take a couple of breaths and do one more. All right. Prepare. Tear the mat apart. Shoulders roll under. Hips press up. And maybe interlace the fingers behind the low back. Roll the shoulders under even more. Hips up. Press the feet away. Keep the back of the head rooted. And then release, roll down gently. Beautiful. Feet as wide as the mat. Cactus the arms. And as exhale, tick-tock. The knees off one way on the exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale off the other way. Inhaling and exhaling. Just a few more rounds. Now inhale, as you come off to the right, pause. Maybe put that right foot on top of your left knee and draw it down to the bottom of your mat. And then release, inhale through center, and then off the other way. And you could stay just like this, or bring that left foot on top of the right knee, encouraging that right knee down to the bottom of your mat. And then release, knees through center. Right ankle just above your left knee. Foot flex a whole bunch. You're making this nice figure four shape. Keep your arms in cactus shape. And then let the knees drop to the right on the exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale off the other way. Two more rounds. Inhaling And exhale. And then go ahead and come undone, and we're going to do the other side. So left ankle just above the right knee. But flex the whole bunch, figure four shape with the legs. Exhale, let the knees drop to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale off the other way. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Beautiful. Come undone. Press your right leg over your left leg. Hips up and to the right a smidgen. Let the knees drop over to the left while you reach to the right. Fabulous little twist as we reach towards close. There's been way more traffic on this road than I would like today. Inhale, come back through center. Come undone. And now left foot crosses over the right. Hips up and to the left a smidge. And the knees drop to the right. Reach to the left. Inhale, come undone. Re-straighten out. Let the soles of the feet come together and the knees drop open wide. And rest your hands on your thighs. And as you feel ready, begin to lengthen the legs out along the floor. And let the feet turn out and the palms turn up. You can prepare for Savasana. Make any little adjustments here that are going to bring you more comfort and ease in this posture. So you know, like a little eye pillow, or you need your knees knocked in, or just do whatever you need to do. So you've done all the work, so you can drop out. Let's also go ahead and bring our intention back to mind. The intention to kind of be like fall, to begin to slow down, shut down, and even though we have all the holidays and some busy stuff coming up, just know that you can take moments here and there, right? It doesn't have to be all the time. You take moments to just maybe notice the changing of colors, notice what's happening, that there's the pause, the awareness, always coming back to the moment. So happy fall solstice, everyone. I hope you have a really beautiful, blessed day and a blessed fall. And I will let you drop out here for a few. Breathe into anything that comes up. You did it. I'll guide you out in a few minutes. Begin to deepen your breath and roll your right side and pause there. Just come back to yourself in the room, wherever you are. And then when you're ready, gently push yourself back to a seated position. So you can take it as another moment, calling in the beauty of fall, cool weather. Let us notice and appreciate all of its beauty. Thank you so much for practicing with me. The light within me sees and recognizes light within you. Take care.